Welcome to another episode of Oxygen. Tonight, we're going to dive deep in to Alabama's own OMB PeezY. Let's get it. OMB PeezY was born Lee Paris Dade in Mobile, Alabama, February 2nd, 1997. When OMB was 12, his mama moved him and a few of his siblings to Sacramento, California. And this is where it all started. Around 2015, PeezY barely getting any buzz until he dropped Lay Down. This is what put him on the map. He then signed to Sick With It Records. But now, he has moved over to 300 Entertainment. On February 21, the Atlanta Journal states OMB PeezY was arrested on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and possessing a firearm during the commission of a crime. The U.S. Marshals and Atlanta PD took PeezY into custody. This is where he was booked in Fulton County Jail. He was held with a $60,000 bond. OMB PeezY was able to bond out, but he had to wear an ankle monitor and surrender all passports so he could not flee the country. This shooting took place at 598 Wells Street. This is where rappers Roddy Ricch and 42 Doug were filming a music video. Officers found a man hit with bullets and two others were taken to the hospital with bullet wounds. Allegedly, they had an eyewitness or somebody stated OMB PeezY was the shooter. Sources say Roddy Ricch nor 42 Doug were injured in this altercation. PeezY, as a young man moving to California, his rap sheet was beginning to stack up. From his teenage years, PeezY found himself in serious trouble for strong arm robbery and assault. While taking it to court, all charges were dropped to theft and a misdemeanor battery. But this left PeezY with a 7-year probation stint. During this time, PeezY found out his girlfriend was giving birth to his son. All this during the time he was locked up. PeezY eventually got out and went straight back to the streets. This led to him being locked up again. He was caught with having a pistol. During this time, PeezY's locked up. He had to figure out what he was going to do next with his life, because now he had a newborn son and he had to find a way to provide for him. Considering school was out of the picture, PeezY dropped out in 9th grade due to him moving around and multiple sources stating that he was kicked out from multiple schools for fighting because kids didn't know how to pronounce his name. It would make fun of his name. And PeezY stood on business, so he squabbled every day. This finally led to him being kicked out. PeezY's mom decided it would be a good idea if he went to live with his pops, which his pops stayed in Atlanta, Georgia. So PeezY had a choice to make: continue in the street life, risking his freedom, or even death. Or he could pick up a mic, tell his story, and see where it took him. OMB grinded it out, and this led to August 31st, 2016. PeezY dropped his first video, which was a remix to Kodak's Skilla. From there, PeezY kept grinding, then dropped his breakout banger, Layout. This took less than a year, and the streets and the industry were listening. From here, OMB PeezY linked up with Bay Area's legend, E40. E40 put him on the game. He flew out to New York, started meeting with label execs, and signed a distribution deal with 300 Entertainment. PeezY kept on the grind, touring with names like T Grizzly, linking up with the late King Von, and dropping his EP, Humble Beginnings. Performing at Rolling Loud, he started to diversify his fame. From here, he launched the cooking show, Hood Essentials. Everything was on the up for OMB PeezY: the music, the fame, and the money. But we all know, as a street dude, old beefs never die. On March of 2019, OMB PeezY was performing at the Soul Kitchen in his hometown of Mobile, Alabama. This is where Boosie headlined. During the after party, PeezY got into it with a few ops. With PeezY trying to flee the scene, he wound up getting hit multiple times. And from here, it was up. During the time, he's lost a few homies. He's lost a few family members that were close to him. But this is when his beef with No Cap would begin. PeezY seen No Cap on multiple interviews stating that OMB PeezY was not from Alabama. He moved away and decided to come back and start repping Alabama. So from here, No Cap was feeling a certain type of way, and he wanted to call him out on it. During this time, just a little bit after, that's when OMB PeezY would be picked up for a shooting that would happen during a Roddy Ricch and 42 Dugg music video, which sources say OMB PeezY was the shooter. But as he took it to court, everything would be dropped to misdemeanors, and he would eventually get out on probation. So during this time, OMB PeezY circles back to No Cap, and he sees all the interviews that he's been doing. And allegedly, OMB PeezY would respond saying, "No Cap, you're a bitch, and you will get piped down." And then from there, they both would hit social media, going back and forth, dissing each other every chance they got. Since their issues, both camps have been able to keep the beef off social media and in the streets. And from here, this is where it stays. OMB would have more issues coming his way. But reports, OMB still has beef in the streets. But at the time, that's where it will stay. And if and when it comes to light, I'm sure it will make headline news. From doing my research on OMB PeezY, the boy has been through a lot to be so young. He's taken a few losses and he's made multiple mistakes, as many do. He's turned to pills and marijuana to cope and to try to escape reality. Through trials and errors, this has made Paris Dade the man he is today. OMB, he's got the talent. He's got the talent to be legendary and the opportunity to leave a mark on the music industry and as well to leave his mark on the culture. PeezY, he just doesn't make music. He's giving back to the community. He's giving youth free haircuts, book bag drives, and much more. He's opened multiple businesses that have thrived. But PeezY, through his music, he puts meaning and messages in every song to help motivate and inspire anyone and everyone that may be going through tough times. Because the world we live in, it's so easy to give up. It's so easy to do wrong. But through his songs, through his background, he wants to inspire, to let you know if he can go through what he's gone through and still make a difference and have a career, anybody can. You're gonna get knocked down multiple times, but you must get back up. Never give up and keep grinding. With OMB being so young, he's got a long life to live. And he can make a big change. So I salute him. I admire what he's done. And I hope he stays safe out here in these streets. And we will be doing a part 2 on OMB PeezY. So, if you like the channel, if you're rocking with us, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave us your comments. Help us grow the channel. We do it for you. We're getting it out of the mud. So again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and leave us your comments. And until next time, this is Oxygen Hip Hop News. Let's get it.